What up, what up, what up, what up? This is Deligod with you again with the Occult freestyle. And this is a freestyle. We're going to get some more structures up. I'm currently working on a PowerPoint of duality, right? You know, because we're dealing with 2020. We're dealing with some Janus energy, hella Gemini energy. You know, I'm going to go over in this PowerPoint the duality rights going back at least 3 years, the last 3 years from now to 3 years ago, going into this 2020 season, within media, the duality rights within media, within cinema. So this freestyle is pretty much about the inner workings of the Watchmen. That's right, we talking about Watchmen again. Watchmen came out in, I think, October of last year in fall. And things wither during the fall, you know. Everything in Watchmen thus far, or to some degree, has been playing out in 2020. Everything. It's like, I'm going to speak on it a little bit, but I'm going to go further into it in the PowerPoint when I do that video. So, in everything in 2020, we're dealing with damn near an alien attack, people wearing masks. You're going to start seeing vigilantes. Let's see, checks going out, everything. So I'm gonna just take a stab at a few things and share my screen with y'all. And we're gonna go over to here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over different symbolisms. And let me first start off by saying this. We watch a lot of media. And some of this media was getting us programmed for these times. And, you know, all scripts, a lot of people like to act out. Even the Bible is a script that can be acted out at a certain point of time. Yeah. Where am I at on this? So we're going to talk about Watchmen first. So before I get into the Watchmen series, I want to go into Ezekiel 33, which talks about the Watchmen. Because one of my homies asked me, you know, why would they warn us of what's to come? And that's a good question. Why would anybody warn us of what's to come if it was to come? Well, let's go to Ezekiel. And it tells us. 33. The word of the Lord came to me. Son of man, speak to your people and say to them, when I bring the sword against a land, and the people of the land choose one of their men and make him their watchman, and he sees the sword coming against the land and blows a trumpet, be aware of that trumpet, to warn the people. Then if anyone hears the trumpet but does not heed the warning, and the sword comes and take their life, their blood will be on their head. I'm going to repeat that one more time because I want you to get it. The word of the Lord came to me, but before I continue, you know, a lot of this stuff I feel like is an allegory to some degree and a metaphor to some degree that has been taken, that you can take seriously. You know, you could have it for your inner work, or you can compare it to the world that we're living in now. So again, Ezekiel 33, the word of the Lord came to me, son of man, Speak to your people and say to them, when I bring the sword against a land, and the people of the land choose one of their men and make him their watchman, and he sees the sword coming against the land and blows the trumpet to warn the people. Then if anyone hears the trumpet but does not heed the warning, and the sword comes and takes their life, their blood will be on their own head. Again, if you hear the trumpet, if you see that warning, if you heed that warning, your blood is on your own head because you've been warned. That goes for everything. And if you know, I'm in California. I'm in Oakland, California right now. It's smoky. It's August 24th, the day after Kobe Day, 8/24. Today is 8/25. Still smoky. Still smells like charred paradise out here. You feel me? You know, this goes into the revelations about the seventh seal when they blow the trumpets. You know, and I talk about that too. When I found out Trump was running with Mike Pence and his slogan was Trump and Pence, that was the sound of the trumpets. That was the seventh seal. That's the seventh seal, and that seven keeps on coming up. We're going to go deeper on what happens when that seventh seal is broken. You know, seventh seal deals with the crown. You feel me? The seventh seal deals with the eclipse. We had the eclipse this year a few times, a lunar, a few solars. You feel me? Actually, for a few years. What else did we have? We had some blood moons. We had some earthquakes. We had some unsuspected storms. We had fires. We had a lot, and we're still going through it. So, yeah, I'm gonna continue. Since they heard the sound of the trumpet but did not heed the warning, their blood will be on their own head. If they had heeded the warning, they would have saved themselves. But if the watchman sees the sword coming and does not blow the trumpet to warn the people, and the sword comes and takes someone's life, that person's life will be taken because of their sin. But I will hold the watchman accountable for their blood. I was going to go to verse 7, but you know, that 7 is important. Verse 7, Son of man, I have made a watchman I have made you a watchman for the people of Israel. Son of man, I have made you, a watchman for the people of Israel. So hear the word I speak and give them warning from me. So hear the words I speak and give them the warning from me. When I say to the wicked, you wicked person, you will surely die, and you do not speak out to dissuade them from their ways, that wicked person will die for their sin, and I will hold you accountable for their blood. But if you do warn the wicked person to turn from their ways, and they do not do so, they will die for their sin, though you yourself will be saved. So sometimes you gotta tell that homie that's wicked, bruh, stop doing that wicked shit. And this is a good time, because you're gonna really start to see who is the wicked versus who is the righteous. Some people's gonna, these are the times where you're gonna have to take a side. You're gonna have to, if you haven't. Now you can take your own side. You be fair with you. That's what I be doing most of the time. But if you recognize wickedness, address it. Especially if you have the power to. I'm gonna continue. Number 10. Son of man, say to the Israelites, this is what you are saying. Our offenses and sins weigh us down, and we are wasting away because of them. How then can we live? Say to them, as surely as I live, declares the sovereign Lord, You have to declare your sovereignty, yo. I take no pleasure in the death of the wicked, but rather that they turn from their ways and live. Turn. Turn from your evil ways. Why will you die, people of Israel? You know, that, and I'm not sure if they're specifically talking to Israel on a metaphorical level or to just to all people that read it, because I think all peoples can benefit from these allegories, even if they are talking to a specific people. Therefore, Son of Man, say to your people, if someone who is righteous disobeys, that person's former righteousness will count for nothing. And if someone who is wicked repents, that person's former wickedness will not bring uh, condemnation. The righteous person who sins will not be allowed to live even though they were formerly righteous. If I tell a righteous person that they will surely live, but then they trust in their righteousness and do evil, none of the righteous things that the person has done will be remembered. They will die for the evil they have done. And if I say to a wicked person, you will surely die, but they then turn away from their sin and do what is just and right. If they give back what they took in pledge for a loan, return what they have stolen, follow the decrees that give life, and do no evil, that person will surely live. They will not die. None of the sins that person has committed will be remembered against them. They have done what is just and right, and they will surely live. I fucks with this because in these times, you seeing we live in cancel culture right now. If you're in that bullshit right now in cancel culture, you're getting canceled. That's including me too. So I can't be on that bullshit. Here we go. Verse 17. Yet the people say, the way of the Lord is not just. Yet your people say, the way of the Lord is not just, but it is their way that is not just. If a righteous person turns from the righteousness and does evil, they will die for it. And if a wicked person turns away from their wickedness and does what is just and right, they will live by doing so. Yet you Israelites say, the way of the Lord is not just, but I will judge each of you according to your own ways. So I'm going to go into the do what thou wilt is the whole of the law, right? Some people, they just think that's some demon shit, that's some devil shit. But I feel that you could do whatever you want to, right? But let's say you're a thief, right? Let's say you're a thief and you're used to stealing in other houses. Now, surely some people may have not stopped you just yet. Now, you come to my house, you try to steal something, I might warn you. Flee from your wicked ways before you surely will die. Now, that could go about a couple of ways. He can leave. An individual can leave from his wicked ways and spare himself. Or he'll continue to try to steal and might get shot. So, you could do what you want, but everything has a consequence. Everything has a consequence. I've been on the opposite spectrum of that consequence. So, we're going to go through the verses. I'm going to go through, what does it say? Jerusalem's fall explained. This is a long thing. Okay, so chapter 33 goes up to 33 verses. You notice that 33, that's that Christ number. That's 33. We have 33 vertebrae on our spine. So, you have Jacob's ladder that represents the spine. You also have Yeah, the Masonic number of 33. A lot of 33. So Jerusalem's fall explained. 21. In the 12th year of our exile, in the 10th month, on the 5th day, a man who had escaped from Jerusalem came to me and said, "The city has fallen." Now, the evening before the man arrived, the hand of the Lord was on me. He opened my mouth before the man came to me in the morning, so my mouth was open and I was no longer silent. If you haven't noticed, every time there's some police shit go on, a city burns up. Every time some weird shit happens, a city burns up. Be mindful. All right, I'm gonna repeat this again. In the 12th year of our exile, remember that the energy of 12. In the 10th month of the 5th day, a man who had escaped from Jerusalem came to me and said, "The city has fallen." Now, the evening before the man arrived, the hand of the Lord was on me, and he opened my mouth before the man and came to me in the morning. So my mouth was open and I was no longer silent. 23, the word of the Lord came to me, "Son of man, the people living in those ruins in the land of Israel are saying Abraham was only one man, yet he possessed the land." Now, if we're comparing this script to where we're at now, Trump, and I have to bring up Trump because he's part of this duality ritual. He's a Gemini. First of all, he's a Gemini. Two-Face. He was sworn in on Abraham Lincoln's Bible. A lot of people don't know that. He's taken on the energy of Abraham Lincoln, and this is why he says, "I've done more for Black people than except, of course, Abraham Lincoln." And we'll go ahead and say John F. K. didn't have a chance. He died, but so. Which, I don't know if Trump is genuinely doing this or he's just part of the script. But a lot of people were exiled into these jails because of Joe Biden and a lot of people coming out of the First Step Act. This is a weird mesh of reality TV president in real time, in real reality. And I don't think people know how weird that is. It's like meshing two universes together. Then the word of the Lord came to me, son of man, the people living in those ruins in the land of Israel are saying, Abraham was only one man, yet he possessed the land. But we are many. Surely the land has been given to us as our possession. Therefore say to them, this is what the sovereign Lord says. Since you eat meat with the blood still in it and look to your idols and shed blood, should you then possess the land? You rely on your sword, you do detestable things, and each of you defiles his neighbor's wife. Damn. Should you then possess the land? Say this to them. This is what the sovereign Lord says. As surely as I live, those who are left in the ruins will fall by the sword. Those out in the country I will give to the wild animals to be devoured, and those in strongholds and caves will die of a plague. Man, I gotta change my whole little God cave thing. I will make the land a desolate waste, and her proud strength will come to an end. And the mountains of Israel will become desolate so that no one will cross them. And they will know that I am the Lord. When I have made the land a desolate waste because of all the detestable things that they have done, and that's why Hollywood was on fire, yo. That's why that whole stop fucking with kids movement in Hollywood is tough right now. Shit is on fire, as it should be. And I understand, a lot of people are losing their homes. And when I say this, it's not personally against y'all, but it's, that's the energy that we're in right now. The world's on fire. This is a fire nation right now. You feel me? California specifically. The whole planet's at large. So, as for you, son of man, you people are talking together about you by the walls and at the doors of the house, saying to each other, come and hear the message that has come from the Lord. My people come to you as they usually do and sit before you to hear your words, but they do not put them into practice. Their mouths speak of love, but their hearts are greedy for unjust gain. Indeed, to them you are nothing more than one who sings love songs with a beautiful voice and plays an instrument well, for they hear your words, but do not put them into practice. Mind you, I'm going to have to interject. I sing love songs and play instruments very well. And I really do hope that, somebody takes the instructions I have or the jewels that I may drop and put them to good use. 33. When all this comes true, and it surely will, then they will know that a prophet has been amongst them. Okay, that's the Watchmen, bruh. This is Watchmen. So, we're dealing with this right here. This came out, Watchmen came out October of last year. You have the 2009 Watchmen, and you have this Watchmen for this day and age. This is Regina King. And if you know anything about the term Regina means queen. So her name literally translates to Queen King. She plays Angela Abar. And I'm going to talk about that soon. She has on the 6-pointed star, right? Her grandfather was the original copper. And I mean that in a lot of terms. The original copper. Who got influenced by the Bass Reeves. First superhero was her granddaddy. And that 6-pointed star is dealing with Israel. We dealing with symbolism right now. Heavy symbolism. See what flashes in your subconscious mind, what associates. So we're going to talk about Joseph Keene Jr. of Watchmen. All right? Joseph Keene Jr. or Joe King. Get it? Joe King. Jr. was a Republican senator of Oklahoma and leader of Cyclops. Cyclops is indeed it's represented by one eye, and it represents the white supremacist movement. Keene is the former senator of J. David Keene. Okay, who authored the Keene Act. Okay, so Joseph Keene and I'm Jr. So this is J. David Keene, probably even a play off of King, because David is David and Joseph were both like in the Bible, real key factors. So let's go to J. David Keene right quick. Right. So this guy, there's something I wanted to point out. At some point, Keene joined the Cyclops, secret white supremacist organization dedicated to restoring racial balance in America. In May 1955, during a white tie fundraiser event at the home of Tulsa Sheriff Dale Dixon Crawford, Keene publicly rebuked Hooded Justice for refusing to reveal his identity to the House Un-American Activities Committee. Okay, 1977, important number. The following year, he tabled the infamous Keene Act, which banned costume crime fighters except for those sanctioned by the government. He was a Republican senator in New York, and he allied himself with the New York Police Officers Union. Okay, so going back to Joe King Jr., he was a senator. This dude, Joe King or Joseph Keene, being also a member of the Cyclops organization, right? The 7th Cavalry. Yeah, Keene is the true leader of the Cyclops splinter cell known as the 7th Cavalry. Using his position as an Oklahoma politician to mask his terrorist activities. He organized the 7th Cavalry and used them to perpetrate the White Night, a massacre of off-duty police officers and their families on Christmas night. Keene gets dozens of Tulsa police killed just so he can institute a new law to protect cops and make themselves look good. Pay attention to that. After discovering the presence of Dr. Manhattan, Keene has the cavalry commit a variety of other murders and bombings, threatening the entire family of Angela Abar along the way before capturing Manhattan and revealing his plans to drain the man's life force and powers to become a god and reality to where white men reign supreme to just satisfy his racist egomatic agenda. Remember that term 7th Cavalry as well. So we have Joseph Keene Jr. in politics and policies, and he was there. What do we have here? As a member of the Appropriations Committee, Keene was given access to a video of Adrian Veidt, the guy in the purple and gold, revealing he was responsible for the alien monster attack on November 2nd, 1954. What's happening on November 2nd, right? What are we dealing with? What are we dealing with? This is what we're dealing with, an asteroid on November 2nd. We're dealing with an asteroid that is heading towards us on November 2nd. This is part of that duality right I was talking about. Alien monster attack, November 2nd. Asteroid heading straight for Earth, November 2nd. Oh, no, we ain't done. Who is this guy? This guy right here is known as Joseph Biden Jr. That's right. Joseph Biden Jr. Vice President of Barack Obama. And he's 77 years old. Coincidence? Think about it. We're dealing with the 7th Cavalry. We're dealing with the Cyclops. Cyclops is also known as, CIA to a degree. If we're dealing with symbolism, dealing with like the CVS's, anything with the I logo, the so-called Illuminati. So this guy is 77 right now. Joseph Biden, right? This guy, him, that one. So Joseph Biden Jr., this cat is responsible for, I think, that three strikes law. In that crime bill. You got a lot of black people locked up. A lot of black people locked up. So you're telling me these two have to be connected somehow as far as the duality is concerned. Joseph Keene Jr., Joseph Biden Jr., at the age of 77. He was born in November. This is the guy that got Kamala Harris, a former cop, right? To be his running mate. Who is Angela Abar? Former cop, detective. They call her Sister Knight. Who was born in 1976. That's what they're saying. Angela Abar. And I don't think Kamala plays the Angela Abar. I think she's trying to latch onto that energy a little bit. But we're going to go a little bit deeper. So we got Joseph, we got Joe Keene, a senator who tried to stage like he was a real white supremacist. He just wears the face of, of a politician who knows how to smile. But guess what? You have the same with Joe Biden. He knows how to smile. He disrespected black folks to a degree that is disrespectful. If you don't know who to vote for, then you ain't black. What? You think because I'm just gonna keep it lit because I told you about, at least metaphysically, where I stand with Trump. The energy lines up. But even then, what if I want to vote Kanye? That means I ain't black? Did I hear that right? If I vote for a black man, a so-called descendant of a slave, real Chicago brother, like Kanye, and also a fellow Gemini. I ain't black. I'm just saying, I found that disrespectful. Like, first you get us locked up, and now we ain't black because we ain't want to vote for you for locking us up. If there ain't no slave mentality, I don't know. Talk about Watchmen. Watchmen are here to warn you. Back to Ezekiel 33, 1 through 33. They are here to warn you. We are here to warn you, yo. The asteroid that's hidden. Because that could be some other shit. And I'm guessing, what if Corona? Because, in the Watchmen series, the giant squid attack, let me look that up. The giant squid attack this alien monster, the squid, the extra dimensional biological entity, EDB, I don't know, genetically engineered creature created through the efforts of Adrian Veidt in order to save humanity from nuclear holocaust. That's what Corona is. This fucking monster right here. And guess what? It killed 100,000 people in the series. Right. This shit was engineered. Like they told you that the WHO and the CDC, the WHO, they was in the labs. Fauci and them was in the labs in Wuhan and back in 2017. This virus was manufactured. It's not natural. It's not. And those who manufacture it, you know, I don't know if it's too late to turn from your wicked ways. Because that's wicked to release that on the world. And in the Bible, I have to say, China represents the red dragon, the country China. I'm not talking about the people. The country China symbolically represents that red dragon. Go and read Revelations, however you want to. You don't have to read it like you're a religious dude. Just compare it to the times we're in now. So we have this alien monster that drops out of the sky November 2nd. This shit drops out of the sky November 2nd. In November of last year, there was talks of COVID. There's a synchronicity. There's a synchronicity. Now we have November 2nd. This asteroid's about to hit right before Election Day. Come on now. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. This woman right here, Angela Abar. So I'll try to figure out who in this life she would represent. So first of all, her name is Angela Abar. Right? She is married to Dr. Manhattan, the blue black god. Right? Her alias is Sister Night. She represents a nun. She represents the police. She represents the All-Mother. She works in a bakery that has a crescent star. So I'm like, you're a nun, Catholic, Muslim, that star, Jewish. Come on now. She represents all Black women. She technically would be ADOS too. Descended from Black slaves, or no, she's descended from the original law. This woman, Angela Abar, played by Regina King. Now, what character can this woman play in real life, or the energy manifest in real life? January 15th, 1976. Go back to Joseph's, the Keene Act. What was the Keene Act? Keene Act, Outlook, Costume Adventuring in New York. I'm gonna show that what happened. Okay. The senator allied himself in 1976 to New York Police Union. So you have Angela Abar. Oh, and because she took all those nostalgia pills that were red, she took the red pills to see into her grandfather's history, right? She realized when Lady True, the billionaire trillionaire lady that made the product nostalgia, she hooked Angela Abar up to an elephant. Angela Abar, played by Regina King. Hello, who is this woman? She appeared out of nowhere. What is her name? Her name is Angela Staten King. Based out of Atlanta, Georgia. 2 years in prison for conspiracy and was pardoned by Donald Trump. She is 43 and she was born in 1977 in Cheverly, Maryland. Okay. So this woman here, she's a Republican. That's the elephant. So I was telling the homie, I was like, everything in Watchmen has a duality counterpart. Everything. So Angela Staten King She's placating on the energy of her. And this woman right here, her job is to save the children, right? To build up Black families. That was her role. She even takes on the power of her husband at the end. Angela Staten King, not for abortion. She's for the Black family, and building us up, or at least from what I heard. Some people disagree with her. Some people disagree with some of her rhetoric because it's challenging the way we've been living. And I think we got to be challenged. We've gotten comfortable. You feel me? So, I had to point her out. Now, she's not a cop. At least I don't think so. But she seems more connected with this energy than other folks that I've seen. All right? So, who is this? Wait, Tillman, Ezekiel. So, here we go. Let's watch this right quick.
We are no one. We are everyone.
Check out the guard.
We are invisible.
The invisible enemy. I need you to remember when the president, Code Orange dude, keep on talking about the invisible enemy. That's code. TikTok. Sorry, I'm pausing the video, but don't we have a ban on TikTok? Remember the symbolism.
We convinced ourselves that they were gone, but they were just... They came for everybody.
What are you two talking about?
Oh, nothing. Just the end of the world.
So y'all see that, right? Notice the let me go back. The white supremacist garb.
Everyone.
See that? They're wearing specific type of clothes. When they're out at these protests, you'll be able to identify them. Look at those flags. That round star. The Watchmen, the flag in the Watchmen, they have more stars, and it's in a round circular structure. Like, wish I could zoom in on these stars. Look for the association, because this is some weird ass script. So it's being played out. So yeah, this is just a piece of what I'm gonna go into. Just a piece. Yeah. Hope y'all enjoyed that. There's been Occult freestyle. This is part 1. Part 2 is gonna come around sometime soon. And yeah, peace.